All right, welcome to our use case 3 big data strategy assignment for Starbucks. My name is Ellis.
My name is Sydney.
My name is Gabriella.
My name is Joseph.
All right, so our three key business initiatives that we chose were to enhance service and store experience for customers, eliminate 30% of our menu SKUs to speed up operations, and lastly, to increase our loyalty-driven sales from 57% to 60% by the beginning of 2026 in the US market. The initiative that we chose to go with was to increase our loyalty-driven sales from 57 to 60% by the end of 2026. So the key business entities that go along with our initiative are store location, promotional activities, Starbucks app, consumer preferences, and our customer demographics. The decisions to go along with those. For our store location, we have our decision to determine which locations have the least amount of loyalty members. For promotional activities, we want to identify the types of promotions that bring in the most revenue. For the Starbucks app, we want to analyze app usage to find the popular pages, drinks, and reward behaviors. And then for our consumer preferences, we want to look at reviewing our menu trends and our customer feedback. And then for our customer demographics, we want to target underperforming demographics with tailored loyalty campaigns.
All right, and then we look on to our use cases. Our first use case is going to have Starbucks drive areas of focus for their loyalty program participation based on store location and customer demographics. Our use case two, we're going to have Starbucks improve their loyalty member retention and repeat loyalty purchases through understanding their app usage and customer preferences. Use case three, we're going to have Starbucks maximize promotional loyalty purchase effectiveness through customer preferences and promotional activity data. Use case four, we're going to have Starbucks expand market strategies through their locations for promotions based on loyalty data from those specific stores' demographics, as well as prior promotional success. Use case five, we're going to improve overall website and app experience to encourage additional loyalty participation through their digital experience.
Okay, moving on to identifying data sources for these use cases that Joseph has just talked about, starting off with increasing customer loyalty program participation. For internal sources, we have point of sale data and app downloads and creations. And for external sources, we have customer demographic profiles as well as social media posts on TikTok and Instagram.
Did it just go two over?
I don't know. Wait, go back one. Sorry. No. Oh, yeah, it did.
Oh shit, okay. Well, I'll be editing some more tonight.
Okay, for use case two, we have increased engagement of existing loyalty program members. So some internal sources include checking the frequency of visits per member, as well as click-through rates of personalized offers. And external sources include benchmarks from loyalty-driven competitors such as Panera and McDonald's, as well as industry reports on loyalty member engagement. Moving on to use case three, we have increases in profitability from loyalty-related purchases. So our internal sources are looking at the cost of goods sold on rewards redemptions, and external sources include competitive pricing and reward value comparisons, as well as market trends and industry standards on pricing and promotions. Next, we have increasing location-based personalization and promotion. So starting off with internal sources, we have GPS-based order behavior from the mobile app, as well as looking at regional product performances and store manager insights. And for external sources, we can look at demographic trends by location, as well as Yelp and Google reviews by location. And lastly, we have our digital experience optimization. So here for our internal sources, we can look into app usage behavior logs, as well as looking into any bugs and errors that were reported on the app. And for external sources, we can look at media coverage on Starbucks' digital performance, as well as customer reviews on either app frustration or praise.
All right, so now we want to assess the data sources we have identified for each use case using two key criteria, which is the business value and implementation feasibility. Now looking at use case one, which is increased customer loyalty program participation. So case, the data around loyalty membership, like signups by store and by demographic, has high business value as it helps Starbucks identify gaps in participation and see where marketing or engagement strategies need to improve. But it also scores well on feasibility since the data comes from Starbucks' own systems, such as their POS and app platforms, and public demographic data is widely available. And now moving on to use case 2, which is increasing engagement of existing loyalty members. Here, the focus is really on understanding how members are using the app and redeeming rewards. And this type of behavioral data, like app usage patterns, frequency of visits, and redemption trends, has very high business value because it helps Starbucks keep users engaged and prevent drop off. However, the feasibility is a bit lower because analyzing this data means pulling information from multiple sources and connecting the dots between behavior and outcomes. And now moving on to use case 3, which is increased profitability from loyalty-related purchases. For this use case, we looked at historical promotional performances and loyalty-related purchase behavior, as this data holds somewhat high business value, especially for identifying which promotions have led to real profits in the past. And it's also relatively easy to collect since it lives in internal systems like the POS and customer management platforms. And now moving on to use case 4, which is increased location-based personalization and promotion. This one has a lot of potential, especially in larger diverse markets, as data on app behavior by region combined with localized feedback and demographics could lead to high business impact through more tailored marketing. However, feasibility is a challenge because customer behavior is complex and subjective, and drawing clear insights from location-based interactions requires more deeper analysis. Now, moving on to use case 5, which is digital experience optimization. Here, when it comes to optimizing the app and digital experiences, we found that the business value is moderate because things like app issues and digital engagement are important, but they don't directly affect loyalty participation as strong as the other use cases I previously mentioned. And on top of that, implementation feasibility is lower because this data often comes from external sources and app performance metrics that aren't always easy to isolate or interpret.
All right, and we're looking at Gabriella's assessment through the prioritization matrix. We'll see that our use cases that focus on customer acquisition of those loyalty customers are going to be our main goals due to their low difficulty to implement, along with the high return on business value. These these use cases will increase our loyalty program participation and make it easier to identify underperforming segments and target stores directly with marketing campaigns, and it allows for those campaigns to begin immediately prioritizing that 2026 deadline.
Bro, how does that even happen? Okay.
And then finally, here's a copy of our big data strategy document to summarize all of our findings. Thank you.
Thank you.